What's going on, guys? Welcome back. And today I really wanted to go over kind of like the conclusion of this season and how you can try to make some easy coins so you can be set up for when the last season of the year kicks off this upcoming Friday. And I think it's been the number one question I feel like I've gotten during the middle of my streams. So I thought I'd make a YouTube video on it. And the one thing I want to see if it does help you guys, let me know how many coins you actually make from this. Maybe it's stuff you've already tried to do, maybe it's stuff that you haven't done yet, but let me help you guys out whether you're trying to make the new MSP sets, the new icons, the new heroes, the new rookie cards, the 99X cards, whatever you guys are trying to do. Let me know in the comments down below how this may have helped you, and let's get right into it. So first thing I want to point out, I have a really good team and I do spend money on this game, but I have not spent money since about team of the year. Usually that's when I really stop. I feel like at that point, I got my team to where I need to. And from there, it's really about playing the market. And if you spend a little bit of time each week, you really don't need to spend any money, but I like to make my streams entertaining and stuff like that. So yes, I will painfully spend money on this, and you guys will get usually a lot of laughs out of it. But for the most part, when you go into the second half of the game, it really comes down to how well you can play the market and what to really keep an eye out. So let's go through a few things that I'm going to show you that helped me this year, and maybe it helps you line up for this upcoming season into NHL 27. The first thing I want to point out is during our XP season path, you get all these different objectives. And even early on, you're going to see one that comes up like this. Buy 10 items from the auction house. Now, early on in the game, it's going to affect a lot more compared to this time of year, but this is a good way to clean up what you may have in storage. So when you see buy 10 items from the auction house, let's flip over to the auction house and see what the bare minimum we have to spend to buy some of these items. So as you take a look, the minimum we're going to have to spend is 1,000 coins. And as you can see, we got 87s, 86s in here because, well, a lot of them just don't hold a lot of value anymore. And even on Friday when this got released, hey, you have to buy 10 things from the auction house, they were around 1,500. So even over a span of a few days, this price will flex. So what that tells me is, one, I got cards I need to get rid of that are no longer worthy. Unless you're doing untradables and putting them into sets, I would say that anything tradable up to 87s, maybe even 88s, I'm throwing into this. Besides goalies. Goalies I typically hang on to in case we have a really high AP salary or overall boost to start off the next season, or if there's a big one out there. You can look at all the goalies, but typically I hang on to the goalies because when we switch over to the new season, sometimes they give some of the biggest AP. It's the biggest AP boost that you can get from it. And then some of these 83 overall cards or 78 overall cards, if they're a goalie, they may go for 30 grand. Not joking. So what I would do is I would take anything up to 86s or maybe even 87s, 88s, and I would be selling them all for at least 1,000 a pop because they're going to pretty much instantly sell. So as you take a look, here's all of my tradable stuff up to 87 that I have left. They are literally just goaltenders. Everything else I have gotten rid of and I have sold. And if you take a look at my VOD from Friday, we've gone up 1.1 million coins. So there is a way that you can make this happen. Throughout the year when they do the buy the 10 items from the auction house, I instinctively know, hey, up to whatever overall that I don't need anymore, I'm immediately selling as fast as I can on a Friday. I would love to hop in to some of the new content that's out there or buy this or that, but I would rather be set up for all the stuff I could potentially have by just throwing that stuff into the auction house and selling it while it's at its highest. Because if I sell 100 items and the difference now is down 300, 400 coins from where I'm at, how much did you just miss out on that you could have potentially had? That's all I'm saying. The next one I take a look at is the MSPs. The MSPs, especially this season, are all 97s. So it's been the same song and dance that we've needed to make 92 overalls. You need 90 and 91s. So when the next season comes out, I think at least we're going to get 98 overall MSPs. If not, maybe even 99s. Who knows? But what that tells me is I'm no longer going to need the 90s for sure, and potentially not the 91s. So I'm going to go into my collection and I'm going to sell all these 90 or 91s that I have. I have sold all of my 90s and I've sold half of my 91s. I'm keeping half just in case I come out with 98s. The 91s will be useful, but if not, I'm taking the risk. If they come out with 99s and we can't trade in 91s, then I'm just kind of SOL on that point. So right now, a lot of these are going for about 6K, but on Friday, they were going for 7K. So that's already 1,000 coin difference that I already sold them for, that it's changed since then. So the biggest thing when you're doing the market and stuff like that, it's kind of like a telltale sign of what's to come. You're kind of predicting the future a little bit. You don't know everything there is, but I know the season's coming to an end. I know the MSPs are going to be raised. So 90s and 91s might go extinct or they're going to be completely useless. So for me personally, I would be selling them for 6K a pop until they're all gone. Because once this season's over with, the 90s for sure are going to be utterly useless. So if I were you guys, I'd be selling them for 6K a pop and I would see how many that you can get. Now, obviously, if you want to make the MSPs, sweet. Make your NHL draft class MSPs if you need them. If not, get rid of them. Same thing goes for your 91s. I sold half of my collection. I might go back in and sell the rest if I have a bunch of non-tradable 91s. But for now, this is what we're going to do. The other thing to look at is going to be the 97 overalls. Now, it depends what you're trying to use them for, because yes, you can make collectibles out of these, and that's probably the right option to do so. But me personally, I had 97s that were left over that I did sell because I could make an NHL draft class MSP, a team of the week card 97 overall. I could also make hero cards and buy specific players that I want for cheaper, and I could sell these 97 overalls where I'm getting a higher price point. So for me personally, get rid of these 97s that you don't need anymore. They're going for about 90K a pop, but depending on what you have, they may go for more. So I would always compare price just in case there might be more value because they have different combinations that are out there. I know there's about 5 pages of line combinations and stuff that are out there, but me personally, I sold 3 97s, but it allowed me to build 4 97s that were non-tradable. It worked out in my favor because I wanted to make the 99X cards. Once again, if you check my VOD out from Friday on the Twitch side of the house, you're going to see the first 2.5, 3 hours of my stream. It was just selling stuff, making stuff, and finding different ways to make these 97s I could trade in for the 99X cards, because that's what I'm hunting for, because those salary cap boosts transfer over into the next XP path. So that's where my focus has really been at. Another thing I also like to look at is every single week we're getting these 99X cards. This week it's 99X McKinnon and McDavid. So that means any of these tradable cards you may have of McKinnon or McDavid immediately go up because people are going to use them for these event items. Not everybody has the team of the year or the team of the season versions of these or the 99 crowned. So it's always good to look at because some of these other cards may have some larger values than what we've seen in the past. Even as low as these 85 overall McKinnons are going for 3,600 coins. That's absolutely ridiculous. And that's just the 85s. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Let's see what the 92 is going for right now. On average, it's looking like mid-30s for the 92 overall. That is clearly higher than the value of a typical 92 overall card. So I would be taking a look at some of these cards and seeing, hey, do I have a McKinnon or do I have a McDavid that's tradable that's lying around, honestly? Stars of the month, McDavid. 35,000 is the bare minimum you're going to spend on one of these cards. So yeah, I would highly recommend, if you haven't already, make sure to take a look and try to sell these as well. The last thing that I'll kind of give a tip on is, yes, we have the NHL draft MSPs that are current and like a way to do them. The other thing I would take a look at is team of the week cards, because you can make a 97 overall for it. It's been 97s pretty much the entire season. So take a look at some of these 94 overall prices if you have a 94 overall card. Some of these cards that you need for these trade-in sets might be a little bit more valuable than a traditional 92, 93, or a 91 in this case. So it's all depending, or if you have a tradable 94, it may go higher than a traditional 94 just because these sets are sometimes a little bit easier to make with how they've come out with the cards throughout the entire season. The other thing I was alluding to, and I've kind of done it in my other video, is there's more than one way to make there's more than one way to make 97 overall cards that you can trade in for collects. You can do it from the NHL draft class. You can buy them from the auction house. You can do the team of the week card. You can do these hero sets because you just need to do 3 of these hero sets to make one of the 97 overall heroes that you can trade in. And that allows you to do 93 and 94s, whereas the draft class is just 94s and 95s, and you may need the specific NHL draft cards for it, whereas this allows you to burn through some of those 93s and 92s that we really haven't used all season. I hope this video helps you guys out. I really want to see if you guys get some coins out of this, if it allows you to kind of go through your stuff and clean up what you have in your folder. And I hope this helps you out going into the next season, or to potentially make some last second MSPs or 99X cards. Please let me know in the comments down below how many coins you made. Other than that, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys back here next time.